What's going on? I'm J-Ronk, and these are my official OWL 2020 power rankings. We are less than 1 week away from the start of the season, and I just thought it'd be fun to make my own list, so let's jump into it. Coming in last place and occupying the 20th slot on my list are the Boston Uprising. Their roster for the season is at main tank, Axiom, Infusions. At flex tank, Brucin, and two-way player Mufin. At flex support, inarguably the best part of their roster, Myungbong. At main support, Swimmer. And at DPS, Color Hex, Jerry, and veteran Munchkin. I don't think this team is completely doomed, but I do think there are way too many question marks to rank them any higher than last place. I think Axiom's flexibility and his proficiency on more than just Rhine will bump him above Fusions. And the fact that Brucin is not a two-way player tells me that he will be starting over Mufin. I honestly don't have any problems with Boston's tank line and actually think it's underrated, but it won't be enough to carry the team, I don't think. Boston, they're going to do well if Winston becomes meta due to the fact that Axiom is pretty insane on Winston, but at the moment, we can't really be sure about the meta. As I alluded to before, the shining star pretty clearly of this team has to be Myungbong. In my opinion, he was a top 3 flex support prospect coming into this season. His performances on Zen and Ana when on O2 Blast were pretty outrageous, but I have no doubt in my mind that he'll excel at BAP or Moira if called upon. I don't have much to say about Swimmer, to be honest. He's okay. Overall, I think the DPS lineup of Boston is quite weak. I think Color Hex shows promise, but he hasn't quite lived up to his potential yet. However, I think with Jerry and Munchkin on the team, he's more likely to be able to concentrate on those projectile heroes that he was known for this season. From what I've heard, because I actually haven't seen much of him, Jerry is quite average. I've only seen him on Sombra and Widow when he played for Meta Athena, and he looked okay. Munchkin isn't a bad addition to the team, and he brings a decent Tracer, McCree, Widow, but I don't expect him to start. I really don't have high hopes for this Boston team that has one of the most grueling travel schedules in the whole league, even though I do like their coach, Mineral. Next up, occupying the 19th spot on my list, are the LA Valiant. The Valiant roster is, at main tank, Dreamer and Gig. At flex tank, McGravy. At flex support, the hyped Lastro. At main support, X Mayhem, Rain. And at DPS, KSF, KSP, Shax, and Apply. Let's start with the most promising part of this roster, the DPS line. The presumed starters are KSP and KSF. This season, KSF will be focusing on the flex role, which was his role pre-Overwatch League, while young KSP will be on the hit scan. This is a young yet inexperienced DPS duo that could definitely surprise some people. While KSP, Lastro, and Dreamer are definite talents, any team with this little depth and meta resistance will not do well in this league. With the lucky Widow Zen Monkey meta, I could see this team being top 15, but I don't think that's very likely. With the likes of McGravy and Rain in the starting lineup, I have a bad feeling the team will underperform. Next up, occupying the 18th slot on my list, are the Washington Justice. The roster for the Washington Justice is at main tank, Roar and Lulsish. At flex tank, Elivo. At support, main support, Arc. Flex support, Aim God. At DPS, Corey, Stratus, and Tuba. This is a team with a great support duo, but below average tanking and damage in my opinion. Corey and Stratus are two of the most overrated players in the league with limited hero pools. Corey won't be able to replicate his 4th stage dominance on Hanzo or Widow, as the rest of the league has now had time to drill those heroes. Roar's lackluster season on the Gladiators leads me to believe this team simply won't be any good. Thanks for watching part 1 of my power rankings and my first video ever. It really means a lot. I'll be putting out the rest of my list in the next few days. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe.